Hi, this is David with EV World News, where we talk about electric vehicles, green energy, and the stock markets. And today we're going to do our weekly update. We go over the top stories of the week. So in today's top story, Tesla has been overtaken as the global EV leader. So BYD edged out Tesla at the very end of the year. While BYD doesn't sell in North America, or at least not in the United States, they are strong overseas. They're the top EV manufacturer for Europe and for China. The Tesla Model Y is the best-selling car in the world, but they do a little bit more overall. CEO Elon Musk clarified on the Tesla BYD comparison, said Tesla is an AI robotics company that appears to many to be a car company. This is one thing with their stock. For many years, they have been being valued as a tech company, and now their stock price is falling more in line with being a car company. But they do seem to be far and away ahead of most of their things. Tesla also had some negative headlines regarding the recall of some EVs in China. The China's State Administration for Market Regulation showed that the company was recalling 1.6 million EVs in China due to concerns. This is kind of interesting because in the old days when you had a car recall, you had to take your car into the dealership and get it fixed. In this case, all they do is they send something out over the internet and your car gets a update by Wi-Fi and it fixes the issue. And it's really pretty amazing to think that a software fix can, solve these kinds, but they still call them a car recall. Next story is Rivian pulled away from the rest of the startup crowd, had a mixed deliveries report this week. The company's full year and fourth quarter production exceeded expectations. They delivered 13,972 EVs in the fourth quarter compared to the consensus estimate of 14,000 units in the third quarter, and the third quarter delivery had been 15,600 units. So one thing that has to happen is there's supply constraint issues, and so it's a matter of, if the supplies show up, they get the trucks made, and they get them shipped out. Next news, Fisker has adopted the dealer distribution model. Now for North America, they're going to go for getting into the dealers. In Europe, they're going to do the direct-to-consumer market. So they're going to try it different. But either way, it combines the goal of offering our customers no-haggle pricing on Fisker vehicles where permitted, while also providing our dealer partners with larger market territories so they can maintain pricing without concern for local competition. Ford is tinkering with the F-150 Lightning price. While reducing prices of two high-end Platinum models, both of which don't qualify for the federal tax credit, the company hiked prices for most other variants. The price change comes as the company is struggling with its EV transition and faces a lot of competition from Tesla's Cybertruck. GM is to compensate people for loss of the EV tax credit. After the Treasury Department booted some EVs from the $7,500 tax subsidy on January 1st, GM said this week it would incentivize buyers to compensate them for the loss of the subsidy. Incidentally, GM edged out Ford to be the second biggest EV manufacturer in the U.S. GM selling 75,000 battery EVs compared to Ford's 72,000 battery EVs. Volkswagen has cranked out a solid-state battery prototype which shows real promise. Volkswagen says its battery startup has seen promising results with solid-state cells, a win for the German car maker as it pushes to make EVs more efficient and less expensive. The new solid-state prototype is from a U.S. partner called QuantumScape, significantly exceeded industry targets in recent tests. During tests by VW's battery unit, the cell saw only 5% storage capacity loss after more than 1,000 charging cycles, the equivalent of about 500,000 kilometers on the road. VW said industry targets for this development phase are 700 charging cycles with a max loss of 20% capacity. This would be a significant stepping stone in battery tech. New graphene-based battery cells promise to end e-bike fires. If you follow news about e-bikes, you're aware of how many fires they cause worldwide. The majority of e-bike owners never have one of these fires. It does happen from time to time. And because they're being stored and charged indoors, the risk to people and pets as well as property is real when they do occur. Switching to graphene batteries definitely will eliminate these e-bike fires. Let's see. So a company called Nanotech Energy is making it's called the 18650 cell, which will end e-bike fires. Many press releases err on the side of exaggeration, so it's best to take this with a pinch of salt. According to Nanotech, these battery cells will be produced starting in early 2024 at the company's 50,000 square foot production plant in Chico, California, and will be available through its commercial partner, Voltatech Energy. And for our last story, Nissan's made an all-new concept car that could actually make it to the road. It looks like a replacement for the GTR as an all-electric car. The Japanese giant's design director Giovanni Aroba recently told Autocar that the company is interested in putting the Hyperforce concept into production. All the futuristic speed machine, which many have viewed as a preview of a battery-powered GTR, could be here as soon as 2030. That's still 6 years out in the future. The Hyperforce was one of the more buzzed-about concepts of last fall. The coupe made its debut at the Tokyo Mobility Show in October and was the talk of the convention thanks to its outrageous design. It basically looks like a current generation GTR dressed up in an exaggerated razor-sharp metal body kit. And that's all the news for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you find the content interesting, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see. And please like and subscribe. And thank you for listening.